everyone, Shroomraver here, and welcome back to Let's Make a Mini, the series where I'm going to be making some of mine and our favourite characters from the worlds of TV, movies, video games, comic books, all that good stuff, and making them as playable TTRPG or D&D minifigures right here on Hero Forge. Yes, indeed. Now, today marks the beginning of something of a sort of two-parter. There's going to be a couple of episodes featured for this particular couple of builds. Reason is we're going to be making a couple of characters from a series that I love, and the reason we're doing these two is because they're basically the two main characters and almost two of the only characters that really feature, but they're fantastic. So the first one we're going to be doing, this is going to be Aziraphale from Good Omens. Good Omens, if you don't know, was a novel written in the early 90s by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. It's been turned into an Amazon 6-part mini-series since then, written and created by Neil Gaiman again. With the two main characters, Aziraphale, the good angel, played by Martin Sheen, and Crowley, who is the evil, but, you know, anti-hero evil, demon figure played by David Tennant. We're going to be making both of those, but first up we're going to start with Aziraphale. I wanted to do this firstly because Good Omens is a great series, I think everyone should watch it, it's fantastic, but also because it allows us to use a feature on Hero Forge that I haven't been able to use yet, and wouldn't get to use very often without doing these characters. I've got a bit of a cough, but we're going to get through it together, so without further ado, let's make a mini. So starting off with the human male body, we could scroll down and use another one. There is something that's more thematic to this build, which is a bit further down here, if I can find it. It'll be quite far down, it'll be obvious when you see it. Scrolly, 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 scrolly. Where is it? Here it is, the Celestial. We could use the Celestial as we are making angels and demons, but realistically we're not going to need to. Anything celestial about these builds can be added at the end. So we're going to go with the human male builds, as I say. Now, Aziraphale is quite a happy-go-lucky kind of chap, so we're going to give him a nice smile. He is a sort of happy, optimistic person. He does have this kind of, this hair is the most appropriate, the sort of bedhead. He is quite a neat and tidy character, but his hair kind of goes a little off in places. And much with some of the other more sort of quote-unquote normal builds, there's not a lot we need to do here. The body is going to be absolutely fine as it is. He's not a particularly muscular character, so we could take that down and sort of tone it down just a little bit. Take the weight down too. And that's pretty much all we need to do with the body. There are things we will add to the body later, but we're going to do that at the end. So we will be revisiting this section, but not until later. So with that said and done, we can get onto the fun stuff now, the clothing, the gear, the colours, all that good stuff. So let's do that now. So we're not going to be doing armour here. We're going to be making him as he appears on Earth. So what we're looking for here is a nice beige suit, really. And there are options, you know. We have a sort of shirt and tie combination going on somewhere, which is this one. But we're not going to be using this one because Aziraphale wears a bow tie. In an ideal world, I would have a build where he has the full three-piece suit, the bow tie, the waistcoat and the jacket. Not quite an option here, and if there's one thing I would change about Hero Forge, it would be to add jackets like the one on here, and stuff like the trench coat and stuff like this, the coattails. I would add them to another category, maybe gear on the back like we have with cloaks. But for now we're going to rock with what we have, and that's going to be the open tuxedo jacket because it comes with a bow tie, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Now in terms of the legs, we just want dress pants. You know, there's nothing else that he's going to be wearing. I need to find them. They're around here somewhere. Tailored slacks is not bad, and I think that will do. Because we want to show him a sort of slight frame, slight of build. So this is going to work quite nicely. There are dress pants here somewhere, I think. I'll see if I can find them. Dress pants are there. You know, we could use those. Let's get a proper front on view. Yeah, let's use the dress pants, actually. Much smarter. Go away, malware bites. Who needs that? Yeah, much smarter. They've got the seam down the front, which is quite nice. I feel like Aziraphale would have pressed trousers. And for the feet, again, we're just going to look for something smart. Dress shoes would appear to be the best option. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, that seems pretty much fine. It's not looking too much like Aziraphale right now. It's looking much more like a regular, normal human being. But that's okay. We're fine with that. Now, in terms of the base, what I am going to do is pop the base on. We'll use this base. We're going to try and make this base kind of cloud-like, if we can, with the colouring. And in terms of the gear and stuff around it, I will add that in later. Because there's a few little things we can add to make him more Aziraphale. But for now, let's get the body coloured. So, he is quite a pale character. You know, he's an angel. So we're going to make him as pale as possible. And we're going to give him some hair, because why wouldn't we? Now, this is the hair we want, I think. Maybe this one. Yeah, that's good. He has white hair. And I think he actually has brown eyes. I'm not sure. But we're going to give him brown eyes anyway, so they don't stand out too much. Like those green do. That's much better. So we've got this nice platinum blonde hair, which he has. We've got the skin tone in. Now we can get started on the colours. Now, his jacket is this kind of beige. Now, in terms of these, I don't think there's actually, I mean, that might work, but that's too dark. Let's try this. No, that's not quite light enough either. In terms of leather, that's not bad. And it is all monotone, so we're going to just colour it all in the same colour. That's actually pretty good. I might change it up because, like, with something like this, it's possible even like a wood tone might be better. But I think we'll stick with this for now. That's quite good. His shirt, he has a white shirt on. We'll just go with church white. That seems very appropriate. The bow tie is textured. It's kind of, I think it's kind of paisley, but we can't get that in. So we're just going to have to go with the main colouring, which is a purple. That's too bright. That's not too bad. That's too dark. How about this one? No. I quite like this one. This mahogany. Yeah, that'll play. I think that'll play quite nicely. Let's give him a belt, because why wouldn't we? Give him a nice belt. We might do the shoes here as well. Yeah, let's do the shoes. Again, we're going to make these monotone. There's no real reason not to. This is just window dressing, basically. So let's get that in. Excuse me. And yeah, that's not bad. Let's. Do you know what? I'm going to give. The one thing I don't like about this is there's no socks, and sometimes the skin does show through, as you can see right here. The skin is showing through. So what I think I will do is give him some nice white socks. What we're actually doing there is colouring in the skin tone, but it doesn't matter because we're not going to see it. They're basically just going to come across as him wearing white socks, which is fine. Let's give him a belt buckle. We'll just give him a nice silver one. Why not? Buttons. Let's do these buttons in that colour as well. That's not bad. Can you colour these? You can. But we just want to do them the same colour, actually. We don't want them to stand out too much, so let's just put those in there. Nice. Right, trousers. We want a kind of brownish colour, I would say, is the most likely. That's pretty good. And we're looking for a kind of brown trouser, if we can, I think. What do we have over here? We have... no, that's not the right one. Quite difficult to get these exactly right, but we're going to give it our best approximation. And I think that's probably going to be it. That's where did I put you? I've already got you. Try this actually. Oh, that's not too bad. But I think we just want to go with this. Important to remember that the pockets can be different colours, and we don't want that. In fact, I'm going to make his socks the same colour as these. Yeah, that's better. It doesn't stand out as much. So that's not too bad for Aziraphale. He wears a lot of these kind of light beiges and taupes and stuff like this, and whites. And that's not bad for him, but we're still looking at someone who looks very much like just a regular human. We need to Aziraphale it up, and we're going to be able to do that, as now we can go back. No, we're not going to quite go back to the body. We'll do that last. Let's, before I forget, do this, and we'll find a colour for the base. Now, I think a sort of light wood will be nice. Yeah, that's not bad. That's okay. Wants to be a bit whiter, really. What about polished maple? No. Polished pine? No. Too yellow. We'll go with this. It's kind of cloudy. It's got a little bit of texture on it, which is nice. So let's give him some gear and stuff. Now, the way we're going to try and make this more Aziraphale is to look at what he did when he was on Earth. Aziraphale owned a bookshop in the show. I'm not sure about the book. I haven't actually read the book. I'd quite like to. Excuse me. Let me get some water real quick. Much better. Aziraphale owned a bookshop in the store in the show, and much like myself, he was a big lover of tea. Now we can do a lot with this. His shop always had tea and cakes left out. We can do a lot with this. Now for the base, for the items, we can just give him a bunch of books. There's no reason why we shouldn't do this. We'll just give him a bunch of books. That will work out very nicely. Now, in terms of colouring for these, there is a good way of doing books, and that is to get the pages made of wood. Which I know seems odd, but it shouldn't really be that peculiar, given the fact that they're made of paper, which comes from trees. So let's do that. And what we want to do for the covers is just get a variety of leathers going. So we'll do a couple of blues, let's get a few reds in there. Let's go with a yellow and a green. Many different books. Not particularly uniform. His shop in the show is quite cluttered, so that works out quite nicely. Now, in terms of the gear he holds, we can't really give him any weapons because he doesn't use weapons. In the show, he actually does have one. He has a flaming sword. But rather unfortunately, you can't get spell effects on items. If we could add flame effects to a sword, that would be lovely. We can't do that right now. We also can't add spell effects to parts of people's bodies, which is really what's holding me back from making Ghost Rider. Otherwise, I'd be all over that, but I can't get a flaming skull. So, Hero if you're watching, let's get on that. But we can make him more like he is again in the show when he's on Earth. So, if we go on food and drink, that's where we're going to be looking. Now, unfortunately, there isn't a china mug. I would really like to have a china teacup here, but there isn't one. But we can give him a nice mug of tea. Not coffee, tea. He drinks tea. And in the other hand, we'll give him the cake. Now, I know there's a cake around here somewhere. I know it because I've seen it before. We could go with a pie. Where is the cake? There it is. Nice cupcake. And that pretty much sums him up as a person. He's got lots of books, he's got tea and cake, he's just incredibly British. So let's give them some colour. Now we want these to be quite bright, so it's actually going to be worth our while to go with plastic. Let's see. Not too much of a fan of that. Nor that. Let's go middle ground. That'll play. And for the cupcake, I think that will work just fine. Now for the rest of it, what we actually want to use is glass. Glass colourings on Hero Forge make for very useful liquid colourings. This is our brown one, usually used for bottles, but as you can see, it's going to give us a very accurate cup of tea. And for this, really a silver one is all we need here. And that's pretty good. So now we've given him his tea, we've given him his cake, we've given him his books. But there is one last thing we want to do, and this is one of the main reasons I wanted to do characters from Good Omens, Aziraphale and Crowley. Because, as I've said, they are celestial beings. And there are scenes in the show for sure where they have wings. And I don't get to use wings a lot, which is why I really wanted to do this. Now they've got quite a lot. They've got these dragon wings. Now the open feathered wings like these, as you can see, these are quite small. And we don't want that. We want these to be regal. We want these to be massive. So the closed ones, again, good for an angel character, but really we want something a lot bigger. And not too long ago, Aziraphale did give us that. So we scroll all the way down, you can see we've got these even smaller wings. But right at the bottom, under the butterfly and techno ones, we have these bad boys, the epic bird wings. Now wait for this. Kaboom! Look at those bad boys. Those are fantastic. They are entirely the wrong colour though. So we're going to change that really quick. And the beauty of these wings is they're so big you can do them two-tone, which is really nice. So if we go onto the hair, which is going to make for the best one, the wing tips we want to be as pure as possible. Slightly inside we can make them a little grayer. Maybe I want to go with the same colour as his hair. That's nice. So as you can see, he's got these massive angel wings, which are very cool indeed. And now we can start messing around with the pose. There's not really much we need to do with the pose. We can also give him a halo, by the way, I should say, but I don't think that's going to really work with the build. I'm not a big fan of the halo as an item. I will show it to you, just to show you what it's all about. On the headwear, I believe it is. No, it's not on the headwear. I'm sorry, my mistake. It's on body, I think. Or is it on the head? Yeah, there it is. I think it's back here. Yeah, back here is a... No, it's the same thing. You can give it a halo. I really don't think that really fits here. You know, we're trying to give him mostly his showing of how he looks on Earth. We're giving him the wings to really cement who it is, but the halo really doesn't fit here, so we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is give him a different pose. Now, we want him to be quite open and inviting, so something like this, although he's holding the cupcake upside down. That's better, that's much better. just casually holding a cupcake upside down. Like Spider-Man with the basketball in the movie. No, we want to make him this particular one. Yeah, he's open, he's friendly, he's inviting. We are going to move the books around because I don't like having them at the back. That's just a personal thing. So we've gone advanced. As you can see, we can move these books forward and to the side. Like so. Merged into that, but that's okay. We can just move these books across and let's twist them around just a tad bit. I want to show the pages, really, is what I want. I want the pages shown on as many of them as possible. That's not bad. Yes, that will do nicely. And that is pretty much Aziraphale going to be completed. We'll do him a little bit of a move around just to make sure everything's as it should be. We've got the books in there, nice and suited and booted. We've got his lovely cup of tea, which I need to make myself one of at some point before I do the next video. We've got his cupcake in there. The main thing here is he's suited, he's got his platinum blonde hair, and he's got these wonderful, wonderful wings, which are just one of my favourite things on Hero Forge, is these wings. Again, I don't get an opportunity to use them very much, which is a shame, but they work really well here. I'm going to scroll out just a tad bit so that we can see the full picture, and I will... Oh, hang on. How do I... There we go. Nice. Scroll just a touch. There. Perfect. So, that is, that's going to be Aziraphale completed, and that is going to be it from this episode of Let's Make a Mini. So, thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. Next week, we're going to be doing his counterpart in the show, whose name I dropped in earlier, so look forward to that. If there are any characters that you want to see me make minis of, put them down in the comment section below, or hit me up on Twitter. You can always catch me there. Both my Twitter links will be in the description of this video. along with the link to Hero Forge. It's always going to be there. Hero Forge is one of my favourite sites. It's probably one of my most used sites on the internet, other than Twitter and YouTube. So yeah, absolutely. If you want to make minifigures of your favourite characters, Hero Forge is the site for me. It might be the site for you too. I highly recommend giving it a shot. Also in the description you will find, as ever, links to the building character playlist from Tulok the Barbarian that inspired this series. But I'm going to go out of here. I've rambled far too long. So my final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I'll see you next time. Laters.